guys. Thank you for stopping by. This is Debonair, your host of many channels, but our most important channel right now is Indie Year. It is the channel where we're helping you guys become game developers so you can evolve from being a gamer into actually controlling the gaming industry. In today's video, I want to show you guys something that is of the utmost importance, and that is how to create a script for Unity. If we're going to be doing a lot of modding and copying and pasting, you guys are definitely going to need to know this, and I probably should have done this a lot sooner, but unfortunately, I did not. Do forgive me. So let's get started right now. I have the current project that we're working on. I'm working on leveling you guys up to being able to get your character to do just this simple act, which is movement. Later on, we'll be focusing on falling off because I want the character to fall off, which is quite enjoyable. I want to have some catching the ledge animations. So I want the game to play like you could push a person off, but you could also, just defeat your opponent through other means. Also, we're going to be, in our very next video, showing you shooting mechanics, which should be very easy to implement. And then after that, we'll be giving you the animation along with debugging. So if you're into that, definitely stay tuned. But again, today we're focusing on creating a script. All right. So the easiest way to create a script is to go into your scripts folder, which I hope you have made. As you can see, I have the animations, editors, materials, scenes, and scripts. You want to go to the scripts folder, and you basically want to place all your scripts here. Now, you can create scripts by dragging and dropping notepad notes into here from maybe your desktop or maybe another folder. But it is much more simple if you do it through Unity itself. You can simply right click on your mouse in this section and you can go up to create. Once you're in create, you can go to create script or C# script and you can add that. This is going to add a blank script which you can name. So if you wanted to name it like we could name it Sparkle Butt. Alright. And I spelled butt wrong, so it's butt. But anyway, it's going to add that to your scripting section. After you have added it, you can double click it to modify the script. So then what's going to happen is Visual Studio, which I have already opened, is actually going to open up, and from there you can begin editing your script. At any point in time, you can eradicate all of this right here and just copy and paste whatever you want into the script. As you guys can see, the space between Sparkle Butt is removed here. I believe that's just for programming convenience. And so what happens here is it would probably be best if when you do write a name that number one, you can capitalize, but number two, maybe not waste time putting in the space. Once you have copy and pasted whatever you want it into this section, which may look something like this, or may look something like this. Either way, once you have copy and pasted everything into that section, you will then have a functioning script. From there, how you implement it into the game or into your game assets and objects is over here is the hierarchy for your game objects. We have camera, we have directional lighting, we have my red cubes and my blue cubes, and then we have the character. So you're going to place the script onto the object that you want to interact with, or the object that you want to have these specific properties. As we can see right here, my center cube as well as my red and blue cubes both have a cube mesh filter, a mesh renderer. Let me see what else. They have some materials placed on them, and they have the box colliders. That way, that the character doesn't fall through the platform. But on the character, we have the animator, the swipe script, and the swipe test script. Later on, in order to add some physics, we're going to add another group of scripts. But here, right, we can take and remove component, and if I hit play, no longer will my character be able to move. Now, he still has the animator, so as we can see in the animator, the functions that are happening are all in this section. Sorry that is so small, but let's move it. This is what's going on in the animator. And when I move the character is when we get the other functions. But we can't move the character without the scripts in place. So let's show you guys how to place the scripts onto the character to be animated. So we have the swipe script we can place on the idle character. And the swipe script simply, at least this one, simply tells us which swipes are happening. This swipe script is not as efficient as it can be. It doesn't read all the swipes. However, it does know, like, the swipes still are activated regardless whether these checkboxes are marked anyway. So that's okay. Next, we can add a swipe test onto our idle character. And this basically gives us our controls of the player and a bunch of other stuff, quite honestly, that I barely understand, might I add. But if we're looking for the controls, I believe that we first choose the player, so we can choose our idle player here and place them there. All right, and this is basically telling the swipe test scripts, or these two scripts in tandem, what to transform or what to move or what to interact with. And so it's going to interact with our idle character. And then what are the controls? So the controls are the actual swipes, if I'm not mistaken. So we can place them. I thought we could place them here, but hold on, maybe when I click, here we go. All right, so this is the picture that came up, or this is the section that came up after hitting that button. It came up on the opposite screen. So let's do that here. And if I click idle, it actually is choosing the idle script. So it's, as you can see, it says idle swipe. So we can double click that, and that's in there. I thought I could drag and drop it, but I guess not, which is weird. I swore I dragged and dropped it one time. And then this is rigid body physics, I believe you could add to it, but we don't have any right now. Let me see if I can like find a box or something. Let me see. Let me go box. Yeah, no, it's nothing in there. So we're not really worrying about that. After adding those scripts into the project, we now can hit play. And now our character should function as it normally would because of the scripts that have been added. Now, for your treat, I'm simply also going to show you guys how to add a little bit of physics into the game. This is an early preview. I am going to edit it and make it better. But while I have the time and while I have your attention, let's add that accordingly. So we can simply go to add a component. And what we want to do is, let's say we add we can add a box collider. Right now, I think we could simply just add a box collider. I believe, though, you could also add a player collider too. Um, so it's really up to you. I think it would just be easier to add a box collider. So let's see how that goes. So I've added a box collider, and if we go down, as we can see, the box collider is a wee bit too big. So we can make it smaller. If we say, I think you got to go into the negatives. So we got to do like, and this is all going to be different depending on you guys and what size your characters are and things of that nature. So I'm trying to see. I put it at -5, and that box collider went super small on the y-axis. Um, it's like gone. So let's maybe put it at -1. Let's see that. Oh, okay, I see. So when it's going up, I don't want it to go up. So we're just going to keep it at 0. And that was because I didn't look at it. This was the center, and I was changing where the center of the collider is. What we actually want to do is change the size. So there we go. So we're going to go -5. Nope. Let's just do 5. It's like either way. Let's just do 1. That's good. Let's do 2. See how that goes. Okay, so we'll keep that at 1. One of these has to change. Maybe we could do 0.5. Yeah, there we go. So 0.5. 0.5 could work. So I'll do 0.5 in almost every direction with the exception of up. And that looks okay. However, what I do need is I need this collider to not go through the ground, because my character I want my character directly on it. So in fact, let's see. Okay, we could do possibly 0.5 here also, and this is going to cause us to have to change the center. So if we change the center, that should help us drastically. Let's do 1. Nope, that went up too high. So let's go 0.5 like everything else. And that was cool. Okay. So this is, yeah, there we go. 0.3. Trial and error, a little trial and error. And as you guys can see, now we have a box collider on our character. Once again, this box collider is a little too big. For best results, you probably should use the player collider. But right now, I'm just showing you a way to do it with the box collider. So now that we have that, it says material. We don't need any material, and it shouldn't have any material to add to it. But I think we're probably going to need another, not just the box collider, but we might need the actual box in a minute. So let's see how this works. So I'm going to push my character, and sure enough, that didn't work. So we're going to add, oh no, we could just add rigid body to it. Yeah. And let's see how that works. There we go. Okay. All right, so after we've added the box collider, it is important that you add the rigid body mechanics to it. If you do not add rigid body mechanics to the character, your character is going to fall through the floor. Or no, if you don't have a box collider or some kind of collider on your character is going to fall through the floor. So let's show you that right now. So if we keep the rigid body on, You get this. Character's moving fine, right? Character's moving fine, and we fall off. All right. But if you remove the box collider and you play, character falls right through the floor. So make sure that if you add the rigid body, you definitely got to add a collider or your character is going to fall through the floor. As I said, for best practices, it would probably be useful to instead use the player collider or the character collider. If you have any any suggestions, please make them in the comment section below. If you have any problems, such as the character being a little jittery, like right now, this character is extremely jittery. I don't know if you notice it. Let me change his mass to 5, make him a little heavier. Let's see. So he could be a little more stable. But yeah, notice that he has a jitteriness that he didn't have before. I believe this is something in the code that is making him move like that, and I have no idea specifically what it is. However, as you guys can see, the position is constantly changing. So I believe that freezing the position should help. Let's see. The rotation is fine, so it's the position. So let's try to freeze these. And as we can see, we removed the jitteriness. Now his rotation on the z-axis and x-axis is moving, so I think we'll freeze all the rotations, freeze everything, and see how that goes. All right, and let's put this on 0. Now, none of this is going to stay. It's not going to. Oh wait, I didn't want. Yeah, I wanted 0. All right. It's not going to stay. None of this is going to stay the way that it is. After we hit play, it's all going to revert. So make sure that you first hit play and then make these modifications. But making the modifications now allows you to be able to better calculate everything without having to see if it's going to work or not. So now if we move forward, as you can see, it's not jittery anymore because, again, we froze all the positions. Definitely helps. And now, when we froze all the positions, he doesn't fall anymore. So, let me see. How can we fix that? So, let's unfreeze these positions and see what happens. No. So, it looks like it may be the rotation. All right, so it's got to be the rotation. So we're going to freeze these. Restart. We're going to try freezing these. And I'm letting you guys see all of my mistakes because I'm new. So we're going to freeze these. And we're going to... Oh, man. Okay. So now we found a new problem. In freezing these, our character no longer falls, which makes sense because once again, the position and rotations have been frozen. So let's try is kinematic. Let's try that, see if that helps us out at all. Nope, because that takes away falling, and then we let them fall. Okay, so yes, this is definitely this is definitely going to be difficult in finding out how. So I've shown you how to get the character to fall. Hopefully we can later on figure out how to get the character to stay still. If you guys like this, you know what to do. But if you don't know what to do, rate, comment, subscribe, upvote, follow, hit the notification button so you know as soon as I put the newest content out. And most importantly, share this with someone else who is developing their own video games using Unity 3D. With all of that being said, I will be seeing you guys in the next one, where once again we will be working on a battle network like game, Mega Man Battle Network like game, and we will be getting our character to shoot. After that, we're going to be getting our character to animate. So subscribe for more content like this.